They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me, and let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fast for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
All right, this is Rude Speech, man. We got Captain Taiwo in the building. Yeah. So, Cap, man, let us know where you from.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me, man, on Rude Speech, man. I'm ready down right quick,
don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart, one West when I finish, one West when I start. Big shine, big glow. I be gone till November, let my bitch know. I'm back by the winter, bubbling like Crisco. I need my pockets all swollen like a lymph node. Talking out the side of your neck, get you a slit throat. I stay broke, don't care if I got $1 million. Looking down on me, I put your brains on the ceiling. Fuck kicking down the door, we bout to demo the building. Fake cats all in these groups, I wonder who ya. Shoot ya off your pulpit, hallelujah. 4-pound gun youngin' down like it's a cougar. On my feet, combat boots, or is it Puma? Words spreading around about me, none of it rumor. All truth, very big facts. Very large caliber on very small gaps. Compact pistols, ladders, and all that. About to throw the switch in the Nina for rapid fire. Got the 5.7 equipped with the magnifier. Boom shakalaka equipped with the rim rocker. We ain't really got beef, yeah, Ramak would have been shot you. The best rhymer since Pac and Big Papa. Big llama, big juice, I'm Big Jamba. Quarter tank of gas, I ride like a big timer. No informer, no sweat, not insider. My conglomerate wreck like King Kong. No Asian pun me, no chink in armor. Remain calm throughout pain that bring drama. Stay focused on things that bring commas. Took all pressure, applied and made diamonds. Stayed true, kept shit pure, my name honored. Paid all dues and debts and kept promise. Make sure you show respect, pay homage. That I'm one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I said I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. I'm the hottest on the market, don't make me start it. I'ma pull up in a Spider-Man and Peter Parker. I remember days was trapping out the apartment. Now one West about put me up in a starship. About to fly the friendly skies in this bitch. Spit the truth on the corners, I lie a little bit. I'm a stand-up nigga, I die before I switch. Down, no we up, I'm cool with who I with. I'ma be war the king and stay dangerous. Hold down the biz and fam, remain blameless. Now rappers drippy with styles we made famous. First with studs and spikes in any city. Designing charge a stack for shit that can't fit me. Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, no Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain a $1.50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause them niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow. Try to ride my wave, you gon' need a speedboat. I'm hot like 100 degrees in a peacoat. Scarf in the sweater, I embark every letter. It's UPK, not a part, but together. Homie, I've been one West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West when I start. One West bred, one West vetted, one West pumping through my blood, don't forget it. One West in my brain, one West in my heart. One West when I'm finished, one West.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
When I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took an oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nature, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run, when you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. what you get to witness the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run, where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise at the melody. What you get to witness the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run, where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise at the melody. What you get to witness the beginning of a legacy. They don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Scarring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. Things you gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run, where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run, where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness the beginning of a legacy.
I guess I should ride with Lex.
Oh yeah, ooh Lord. And if you don't give it, you won't get it, that's right. I give her all my love. Hey, run that shit up, Trace.
I came from the streets to the shy, where wicked and evil collide. If it was illegal, we tried ambition to get us a piece of the pie. Had so many demons inside, was dimming the gleam of my eye, killing my innocence, all of my vision. I'm reading the sign and seeing demise. We've been deprived of basic necessities, that and cocaine, a satanic recipe. Refusing to claim it as destiny, sins of the fatherly children in jeopardy. The family addiction affected me, affliction of prison, the death of me. Not even the thought of my legacy, living in hell, how you hating your pedigree. Been definitely holding the grudge, letting it go cause no hoe is in us. If we don't connect then you know what it was. One West and no cowards is rolling with us. Steps was all in the mud, feeling the pain like salt in the cut. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love, yeah. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question we taught them in blood. It's all for the love. I get an honor to command and Jenna Johanna for being the armor, protecting the message, delivered the Abba. Straight from the Father, he gave it to you, ain't making excuse. Though Satan is loose, kept lacing his boots, training and raising the troops. Perfecting the method of 7-1 West in the hairs was able to prove. Ain't stressing them niggas that never can step in the stand and stating the truth. My people could never imagine the hardest of winners you lasted. Extending the realest compassion for niggas that should have been fitted for caskets. How could you ever ignore the nigga who slept on the floor and was ready for war? Whenever it called, better this weapon is drawn. Election is sure, edging this war, front of projects of the Bronx. Now representing the Lord, the water for blessing us all.
Yo, this beat actually really hard.
UBK shit, South Coast shit, man. Shout out Bar Dog, Tennessee, all that business. Hey, here's the money, hey. That's what the fuck going on out there, motherfucker, hey. Yeah, get the money, nigga. Taste the paper, bitch. Keep all of your morals, never slave for shit. Ice up on my wrist. Yeah, I'm hood rich. I don't give a fuck about to get pop quick. Yeah, I'm on that shit. Yeah, I'm in the town. Niggas talking about that G, but now they come around. Can he come around? Yeah, I'm up, nigga. Man, fuck all of these hoes, get the bucks, bitch. I'm a young rich nigga, I ain't tryna flex. You can tell I'm cold by the ice around my neck. Straight up BBS, I charge you, boy, you wanna test. I don't get no shot about a nigga or a bitch. Boy, I love the life I live, cause a nigga keep it real. Nigga freshly hell, take that drip, but get your spill. I ain't little flip, getting pimped up out the hits. I'm a straight G-Do, getting paper like a miso. That's that South Coast stain, if you tryna hang. You be cared about it, bang, boy, we rep the same. Nigga try that talk, but we rep that murder game. Get your ass pop, ain't nothing to a G. All up, bitches wanna fuck, but hell no, I don't pay no fee. Bitches leak too deep, got that ice, I make it sneeze. All these niggas lame as hell, can't even come around me. Bitches South Coast, South Carolina, bitch, I'm styling, yeah.
Hell, no demons get control of me. No money get the best of me. No bitches getting up over me. Don't want much, nigga, I'm sucker free. That's the way it gotta be. These niggas chain, these bitches chain, y'all chain is soak me. For real, this brotherhood of the weapon. And bitch, we carry weapons. Like a rob on nigga, ass don't even need a weapon. And y'all be well protected. And y'all be well respected. And if you got a problem, then y'all better address it. You cross that line, we ain't show no mercy. Cross that line, you ain't gon' need search. You pull up and they get nervous. You ain't making no move, you ain't got no purse. On you, because so I ain't never worried. I'm putting them right, both of my hands dirty. For real, I learned from the OGs. I'm a young nigga, but I'm a certified priest. And I'm from Tennessee. In this mandatory that I gotta keep my heat. You should play it safe, and we gon' play with keys. For real.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them go. We gon' snatch they soul like Shane Sharp. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. He ain't locked in with the counting when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Can't do with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, told that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our car. And I just made it call, we gon' start another war. Yeah.
Oh yeah, ooh Lord. And if you don't give it, you won't get it. That's right. I give her all my love. Hey, run that shit up, Trace.
I came from the streets to the shy, where wicked and evil collide. If it was illegal, we tried ambition to get us a piece of the pie. Had so many demons inside, was dimming the gleam of my eye, killing my innocence. All of my vision, I'm reading the sign and seeing demise. We've been deprived of basic necessities, that and cocaine, a satanic recipe. Refusing to claim it as destiny, sins of the fatherly children in jeopardy. The family addiction affected me, affliction of prison, the death of me. Not even the thought of my legacy, living in hell, how you hating your pedigree. Been definitely holding the grudge, letting it go cause no hoe is in us. If we don't connect then you know what it it was. One West and no cowards is rolling with us. Steps was all in the mud, feeling the pain like salt in the cut. The blessing is all of these lessons, no question.
Shalom, y'all Bashim Yashah Barakatah to all the brothers, y'all Shamal Atah Bashim Yashah to all the sisters. It's the ICPK coming out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. The ICPK been established since 1969. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group out there. You understand? We have something today is brotherhood. You understand? What we about to go into is what we need in the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian community is to understand that we have enemies. We have enemies around us that consult against us, that go against us, man. That do so much, that do a lot of things to continue to keep us destroyed. The enemies about us are going to keep continuing to destroy us, and we don't see it. We don't see it because the Christian church has failed to have us open up our eyes and see that the people about us are the ones that's destroying us. The same people we think love us, the same people we think joining hand in hand with us, the same people we go in their restaurants and eat their food, they don't like that. They hate that, man. They hate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian. They don't want to see you prosper, man. They don't want to see any of that. That's why on the radio show, Commanding General Yohana's radio show, America on Fire, he showed that John D. Rockefeller, he don't want nobody to be thinkers, man. He want workers. Because your enemies, they find ways to steady keep oppressing us. They find ways to oppress us. And it's all through the Bible, man. It's all through the Bible how the other nations continue to oppress us, and we don't do nothing about it, man. We don't do nothing about it. We don't have no fighting us because the Christian church has watered has watered down the word of God, man. Has watered down the spirit in us that would want us to fight, that would want us to challenge what's going on about our people, man. The Christian church done that, man. They don't want to see you. They don't want to see you prosper. They don't want to see you thrive. Every other nation want to see you in your downfall. They want to see you in your low state. And that is why we have enemies, black man. All your life, you thought an enemy was another black man, another Hispanic man, another Native Indian man. They're not your enemies. You understand? When Christ said, love thine enemies as you love thyself, he was not talking about the other nations. Christ was not talking about the other nations. He was talking about your own race, your own brother, your own kinfolk, your bloodline. You understand? Your nation. That's who he was talking about. The enemies of them. The ones of your own kind, man. Those are the enemies that you should be trying to, tear down what could have been, what could be destroying you too, destroying you and them. Because all it takes for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian to do is to talk with each other. That's all it takes. It don't take nothing. They don't take nothing less, nothing more, man. All it is that we lack brotherhood. We lack brotherhood, man. We lack the spirit of the Lord, man. We lack the want to fight and build our nation up, but do it the righteous way. Do it the way the Lord intended it to be done. That's how it should be done, man. We should do it the way the Lord intended it to be done. Because every time we do it our way, guess what? We start rioting, breaking into stores, stealing, committing crime, doing things that we shouldn't be doing. Flipping cars. We shouldn't be doing any of these. We shouldn't be joining our oppressor in doing these things. You understand? The riot never stopped. We stopped. And our enemies are going to keep watching us and observing us to see How can we be the way we are, man? You understand? How can we be the way we are? We the way we are because our enemies don't want us to thrive, man. Let me get my first scripture, man. You understand? Where is that? Let me see. Salakia. Let me get Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Let's get in the scriptures, man. We got to prove blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, you have enemies, man. There was never a doubt that you didn't have enemies. Your enemies are going to continue to do things against you because we fail to realize that we have enemies. We don't want to see and open our eyes and be like, damn, the so-called oppressor is my enemy. That's why he continues to oppress me. That's why he continues to murder me. That's why he continues to lock me up. That's why he continues to pass laws against me. That's why he continue to convince our women to have abortion. That's why he continued to take over your music industry and tell you to make music about destruction of your own race. That's why he does that, man. He's your enemy, man. Your enemy don't want to see you prosper. He don't want to see you uplift yourself and outshine him. He saw what we were capable of. He saw what we were capable of. You understand? You know when he saw it? When we came out of slavery. When we came out of slavery, he saw how we built cities. We built cities. We was thriving. We were thriving. We were doing good. We had businesses. We had schools built, colleges built. We had airports. The black dollar circulated around the black community for many of times before it left. And then you know what your enemies did? Your enemies saw what you were gonna do. It's like he envisioned what was about to happen. He was gonna fall and you was gonna rise, and he couldn't let that happen. He couldn't see that you was prospering and he's going through a depression. He couldn't see that. He couldn't let that happen. Because if he continued to let that happen, black man, you would have been over your enemies, man. You would have been over your enemies. That's why our enemies gave us Christianity. He gave us Christianity. Let's read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Our enemies, you see what our enemies do, man? Our enemies, the Lord sent him against us, man. You know why the Lord sent our enemies against us? Because we study disobeying God. We steady want to follow other gods. You wanna do chakra, you wanna do all sorts of magic, witchcraft, but you don't want to follow the Bible. You said the Bible's too old. Is that book too old? That book cannot convince you to change your life. But you'll try anything else other than the word of God, man. You'll do anything else other than try the word of God. The reason it's like that is because the Christian church has failed us, man. The Christian church has failed us and have us not understand that the word of God and keeping the commandments is very important, man. It's very important for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, because without it, guess what? Now we're vulnerable. We're getting eaten up. We're getting destroyed. I just read hold on, let me see. Which shall send him against us in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things, man. Our enemies came. When we hungry, guess what we gotta go? We gotta go to our enemy. When we thirsty, we gotta go to our enemy for Aquafina. You understand? Smart water. Juice. You want juice? You gotta go to him. You want Sprite, Coca-Cola products, Pepsi product? You gotta go to him. Anything, fruits. Real fruit, naked juice. You got to go to him if you thirsty. In nakedness, you want clothing, you got to go to him. Anything, man. You got to go to his. You got to go to his warehouse. If you own the clothing line, you still got to go to him to get the products. Then you got to go. Then if you get the products, you sewing it. If you sewing your own products, you got to get the products from him because your enemy owns everything. He done robbed the earth clean by killing. He had to kill to get what he has. You understand? I just read an article. A 93-year-old lady who owns a home is being forced by the oppressor, and they trying to convince her to sell the home. She had that home since the civil rights, since the time of the civil rights, man. She had that home. After the civil rights, she had that home, man. I mean, not civil right, the Civil War, Salakia. After the Civil War, her family been owning that house since after the Civil War, man. And she's still in it, 93-year-old. Cause she keep telling them that she don't want to sell the house. You know what they do? They're terrorizing her, man, which is real terrorism. America is the real terrorist against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How would a lady, 93-year-old black lady, own a house since the time of the Civil War? You understand? Since the time after the Civil War, owns a house and she don't want to sell it. You terrorize her. You put snakes in her window. You flat her tires. You do whatever you can so you can get her to move out and sell you the house, which shows us that they are our enemies, man. They are our enemies. They'll do whatever it takes to take from you. They'll take it from you. And then the next ones that's going to own that home after her, they're going to convince them to sell it. They're going to try and convince the young ones after her to sell it. And I hope that they do not sell that house, man. Keep that house. Don't sell it. Because they want to take everything from us, man. They don't want you to own anything. You understand? I didn't watch the BET Awards, but I heard it was a mess. It didn't even have what's the people that stand and, you know, it didn't even have a person to introduce the BET Awards. It was just gone as it goes. It was just I seen clips of it. I didn't get to watch it, but it just shows how much our people is being destroyed, how much our people has been destroyed here in America, man. We're so destroyed. The other nations look at us and they laugh, man. They laugh at us because we don't want to see that we being used as a tool by these other nations, especially the oppressor. Because the oppressor, he owns the food chain. He owns the clothing lines. He owns Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Aquafina and Fiji water and spring water. He owns all of that. We have to go to our enemies, and one of all things too. You want a driver's license, you want a car, you want a house. You have to go to your enemies, man, because he owns the land. You have to go to him. You have to pay taxes on that land. You have to pay mortgage. You have to pay for water. You have to pay for people to come and take your trash out. You have to pay, if you're not cutting your own grass, you have to pay for people to come cut your grass. Your enemy created a system to continue to keep you oppressed. You understand? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. He gonna put a yoke of iron upon your neck until he have destroyed you, man. Until he have destroyed you. If you looked in history, you just go put a yoke of iron upon a neck, all you're gonna see is black man, black woman with yokes of iron around their neck, Hispanic man with yokes of iron around their neck, Native Indian man with yokes of iron around their neck. This is specifically talking about a people, man, to show and identify who is it talking about. It's not talking to everybody. Everybody didn't have a yoke of iron around their neck. They'll lie to you and say the Irish went into slavery, but did the Irish have a yoke of iron on his neck? The Irish didn't have no yoke of iron. The Jewish man didn't have, Hitler didn't put no yoke of iron on the Jewish man's neck. You understand? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, we had the yoke of iron upon our neck, and he has destroyed us. He's destroyed us with the doctrine of Christianity. And now look at us, hundreds of years after that yoke of iron been taken off around our neck. Now the yoke is around our mind. It's around our mind because we believe every doctrine that the oppressor, which is our enemies, put out there. The lies that he done told. The lies that he done taught us. Because we believe everything he says. We still believe that Christ don't have a color. Because our oppressor done lied, man. We'll rather leave the Bible and go follow a rock. We'll go follow a rock. You got sisters with crystals all on them, worshiping themselves, man. Worshiping themselves, thinking that they're a goddess. They're a deity that people should bow down and worship them. That's how they see it, man. But hey, the Lord don't see it like that. The Lord does exist. You understand? You see the sun, you see the moon, you see the stars. You understand? People are being born every day. We didn't make ourselves. There's a higher power who created blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian and all these other races. Because the Lord did it, man. The Most High God did it. But your enemies, they will convince you that there's no God. God does not exist. That's what our enemies will convince us, man. When the Lord does exist. Let them believe that there's no God. Only a fool would say that there's no God, man. And our enemies and the oppressor and these other nations are nothing but fools and idolaters, man. Would worship, they'll worship anything. They'll worship a tree. They worship a tree right now. They done carved the tree into a cross. They worship a rock which fell out of space. That's what they worship, a rock which fell out of space. But you know, who to tell them that rock over there is Allah. You tell them that they nah. Got a brother that's at my slavery. You understand? I got a brother at my slavery. He was like, he want to join Islam because he like how Louis Farrakhan talk. But you know, had another brother pull me to the side and tell me to talk to him. Like, hey, you need to talk to him. You know, he said he want to join Islam. I'm like, why you want to join Islam? Go and ask the brother a few questions of why he want to be in Islam. I'm trying to see where his mind at. Then I had to let him know about Islam. I had to let him know that the Arabs had us as slaves. The Arabs built the slave ships. You understand? He didn't know none of these things until I told him. Now he's redirecting his mind into studying the Bible, man, studying about himself, knowing he's way better than the Muslims and the Arabs. The Lord made us to be a special people unto himself. But now we don't want to be special. We want to be like the other nations, which are nothing in the eyesight of God, man. God don't care about these other nations, man. Why do we care about them? Why are we trying to force our love amongst these other nations? These other nations don't deserve our love, man. They don't deserve nothing from us for what they've done to us. You understand? Everything they've done to us, they don't deserve none of the things that help them to further destroy us. Because our enemies, they'll come smooth. They'll do things smoothly. You understand? They'll do things smooth and accordingly to how you want, how they want to do it. Because the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. He talks so smooth, you wouldn't even realize he's an enemy. You'll be like, this guy right here, how can he be the enemy? He's talking all nice. Till you turn your back. Till you turn your back, then you'll realize why he's the enemy. Once you turn your back, you'll realize it. You may not see it now, but you'll see it pretty soon. You'll see it. The Lord's going to open our eyes to see why he's our enemy. Because the Lord about to pour down the Spirit on our enemies to show us that they always been our enemies. They never loved us. They never cared about us. They always wanted to see us destroyed. That's exactly where they want us to be. They want to see us dead or working hard as slaves and continue to build this place up. Continue to let America thrive. Let's drop down to 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The Lord let us go into captivity, into which is now called Egypt. Egypt, which is a Greek word for bondage, man. You understand that? Which is a Greek word for bondage. We will be sent into bondage with ships. With ships, man. How did we get? When we left Egypt the first time, we didn't need no ship. It's walking distance. You can walk from Egypt to Jerusalem, Israel. You can walk. But this right here, the Lord is not talking about the actual land of Egypt. He's not talking about the actual land of Egypt. He's talking about another place, a place that's going to be similar to Egypt, but worse. It's going to be worse because you going into slavery in slave ships into this land. You going to be carried by ships into this land, man. By the way whereof I spake unto thee. Moses say, the way I tell you this, that's exactly how it's going to happen. That's exactly how it's going to happen, man. It's going to happen the way Moses just explained it. But you know what? You don't care. You don't care about these. You don't care about the truth. You love lies. You love lies, and that is the reason our enemies going to continue to rule over us. Our enemies are going to continue to put their foot on our neck and not let go. They're not going to lift their foot up or nothing. They're going to just continue to crush our neck down. Thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see our homeland again. We don't even know where our homeland is at. We don't even know. Our enemies, they done changed our identities throughout the years Now we don't know who we are, man. We don't know we the Israelites. We didn't know we was the Israelites till 1969. Till 1969 is when we start realizing that we are the Israelites according to the Bible. Don't get me wrong, you had blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian that knew they were Israelites. But the way it's going right now we're waking up because of the ISUPK, man. The ISUPK is the reason a lot more blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian are starting to know that they're the Israelites. Because now you bring up we the Israelites. Now you got our people. They starting to be I heard about this. You got some of our people going, I heard about that. We the Israelites. Somebody told me about this. Oh, I seen you guys on the internet. Oh, I remember seeing y'all when I went downtown. You understand? The thing is, a lot of time they say these things, they not drawn into it yet, but it's planted in their mind. It's planted in the back of their head. It's always messing with them. Because when I was in the world before I came into the truth and I heard the words, man, it was always in my mind because they planted a seed in my mind. And the seed started to grow into a plant where I start realizing I can't do this no more. Because I understand the consequences and punishments I will get and receive for continuing to do this. Because the Lord don't want to see me like this. The Lord want me to stand up and rise up for my people and wake up my brothers, man. Get my brothers off drugs. Tell my sisters to get off the stripper pole. Tell my sisters to stop aborting their babies. Tell my sisters to not put their man on child support. Because these are things that are systematically destroying the black family home, kicking the black man out, trying to rule over him, trying to tell him what to do. Homosexuality. They push homosexuality into our communities. We fight for what's right, but they push homosexuality and overshadow everything that we done fought for. That's how your enemies consult against us, man. That's how they do what they do to continue to destroy us by trying to train our young ones to be destroyed, man. Destroy them at a very young age to go against God, to not do the will of God. But as soon as they hear this word, the truth, guess what? That's all they need. It's that plant in their mind. You just threw a seed in their mind. They received it, they take it. You understand? And come into class, learn, take notes, ask questions. That's all it takes. It don't take nothing. It's not like we not gonna beat you up. You understand? We not like the Christian church had to kill. They had to murder to convince you and force you into joining Christianity. The Muslims did the same thing. They had to kill and force you into joining Islam. They did all of that. We don't have to do that because we're not trying to convince everybody in every nation out there. We're trying to prove blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian that the Bible has your identity in it. The Bible is your code of conduct. The Bible is the way of how to walk in a moral state. The Bible proves how we went into captivity and how we got out of there as a nation, not individually. You cannot escape this captivity individually. You understand? We all got to be free together, man. And you cannot do it without your brothers or sisters. That's why the Lord say, come out of her, my people. Come out of this place. Leave Christmas alone. Leave Thanksgiving alone. Leave LGBTQ alone. Stop trying to be pride. about Pride Month. Ain't nothing happy about that month, man. While this is happening, so many things are happening on the other side of the world. A lot of things are happening. And we're here as prophets to prove to you that these things are going to come to pass. These things are going to come to pass, man. The Lord is not playing anymore. If you want to steady get high, go get high. Just know, get out the way. Get out the way. Let real man handle this that's about to come. And what's about to come is for us to help our people out before destruction come, man. We have to let go of this place, man, in our mind. We have to let go of this place in our mind, man. Because we steady keep thinking that we steady keep thinking that we're a part of this place. Yeah, you a part of this place as a slave. As a slave, you are part of this place. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care how rich you are. The oppressor will always look at you as a slave. You understand? He'll throw a crumb on the floor and you'll scatter around and pick up all the crumbs. Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Kanye West. Kanye West came out, a few months back or last year, talking about we the Israelites, and then guess what? He reverted back to going back to how he was. He reverted right back to how he was before. Now you don't hear nothing about Israel anymore from him. You don't hear nothing about us being the Jews. Nick Cannon did the same thing. You don't hear nothing. Kendrick Lamar made a whole album about it. You don't hear nothing about it anymore. Kodak Black talked about it. Now you don't hear nothing about it anymore. Because they're being paid to be silent. Don't talk about that. Talk about the destruction of our people. Talk about how much more you want to see them destroyed. Talk about that. Get high. Have your ladies shake their behind like whores, all on the TV screen. Have them act like whores. But that was the reason of the yoke of the iron. Now you go in the black community, you see how destroyed we are. But before that, we wasn't as destroyed as we are now. Till Martin Luther King came up with the idea of integration. Integration got us integrated with the same people that had our family and ancestors and nation and race and kinfolk in captivity. But you want us to join them. When we had our own, we had everything they had, we had it. Theirs might have looked better, but our food sure enough tastes better. I know that for a fact. They don't clean their meat and how we clean our meat. You understand? Instead of that, we gave that up to go sit in Alabama. What was it? Montgomery, Alabama. Sit down in a restaurant where they hate you, man, and force our money onto them so they can. So what was that? You trying to convince them to love you? You trying to convince them that we're people too, we're human too? They still not gonna see you like that. Till today, they still don't see you like that. They don't see us like that. They will never see us like that. But we don't want to know. You understand? Let me finish reading. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. And when we get out them slave ships, when we get to that land, wherever destination that ship stopped at, we gonna be sold unto them, our enemies. We were sold unto our enemies, man. Not your friend, not your drinking buddy. You understand? Not your work homie. And then after work, y'all go drinking at the bar together. You get drunk. And then he say nigger. And then you let him say it. Then he brings around more of his friends. He tell his friends, I got me a trophy. I got me a trophy. He tell his friends he got a trophy, and then they come around, and guess what? He says it around them. They all look at you to see your reaction. You don't have no reaction because you down with it. Which we will never let them use that word here. You understand? And then in that place, you will be sold unto your enemies, man. We were sold, man, like cattle, like a car, like a house. How you go in the grocery store and you pick what you want? That's how we were. We were the auctions, like you see how they have car auctions? That was us. We were on that podium, standing up, half clothed, checking us out. See how many lashes we got on the back. The more lashes you got, the disobedient you are. You understand? The more disobedient you are, with the more lashes you got on your back. And they bought you. They sold you. They took our children and separated them from each other. And you gonna tell me to join these people? I'm not joining these people. You must be out of your mind to convince blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian to join a people that will never love them, that has no compassion for them, that will continue to pass laws against them, to see them destroyed. They'll pass a law and said immigrants cannot work here in the state of Florida. And those are the same people that voted you in. And now you saying, you know what? You got to join the military to get citizenship. You got to fight for America to get citizenship, to be an American citizen. You hear the nonsense, man? They want you to fight for them. They want you to kill for them. You'll do all of that, but you'll still be hated. They still won't look at you no different because you got a military suit on, because you went to war for them. You came back home and your people, you at war, they're at war with you. You come back home, you see the same mistreatment you were doing over there overseas being done to yours. That's what you see. You see the same results. Because the oppressor, which is your enemy, is at war with you. Black man, we don't even know we at war. Because we too busy getting high. We too busy chasing tail. We too busy want to be a rapper now. Now all the young black men want to be rappers instead of trying to see what is the solution on how to fix black problems, man. We look at it like it's normal to be like this when it's not normal. It's not normal to wake up in an apartment or Section 8 house with roaches and mice. It's not normal to walk down the block and everybody is sprung out on drugs. It's not normal for your uncle to be on crack and he comes to your house, which is the brother to your dad or the brother to your mom. He comes over. You understand? And steal from you, steal the TV, steal whatever's worth money for him to cash in and get more and get high from. These are the things and ways our enemies has destroyed us, man. They the ones who put crack cocaine in our neighborhoods, man. They the ones who's dropping barrels of guns. There's barrels of guns being dropped right now in Chicago, in Louisiana, in the alleys by the ports of Miami. Coming out of trailers, man. Coming out of trailers full of them. And you're going to tell me that these people not out here to destroy us? They're out here to destroy us, man. They're not going to stop. Why should they stop? They're your enemies. You don't see them as. The Lord is trying to tell you that they're your enemies. But you don't want to see what the Lord is telling you. You want to do it your way. You think you can change them. You can't change the oppressor. You can't change the oppressor. How you gonna try and change something you can't even change yourself? You understand? You can't change yourself. How you gonna try and change somebody else when you can't change yourself, man? We don't need to change the oppressor to try and love us. We need to change us. Changing us by obeying the Lord, man. That's what we need to change. We too worried about the oppressor other than worrying about what the Lord wants us to do. So the Lord can have us rule over our oppressors, man. But we don't even realize we still in captivity. We don't know that. We don't even want to know. We don't care to know. But guess what? The truth is always going to come out. We're gonna take over all the internet waves. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be on TikTok. We're going to be on Twitter. We're going to be on every social media, man. Instagram. No matter what it is, the ISUPK is going to invade it to feed Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian the truth, to give them the truth. Let them know who they are. Let them know who their enemies are, and what their enemies are doing to continue to further destroy us in our school systems, in the government. The governments are passing laws to further destroy us. You got presidents passing laws for two men to be married. And now you got two men being married with the right of calling each other husbands and whatever, husband and husband, wife and wife. You understand? This is the place we live in now. This is it. This is the way of doing things when you don't want to do it, when you don't want to abide by how the Lord wants us to be done, how the Lord of Israel wanted to be done, man. Let's read. We got Amos chapter 9, verse 4. And though they go into captivity before their enemies, we went into captivities before our enemies, man. We went into captivity before him. He the one who put us in captivity. We're in captivity right now amongst our enemies. The Lord saying, though we go into Salakia, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them. We're being slayed right now. Our enemies is killing us. You know how? Ask Mike Brown. Ask Trayvon Martin. Ask Tamir Rice. Ask Emmett Till. And so on, man. For Philip, I think it was Philip Castell, the brother who got shot in the car with his wife and his daughter in the back by the police. You understand? And then you had the brother who got paralyzed. They broke his back. Then there was another video I saw, a brother in the back of the van. The police slammed the brakes so hard that the back of his head hit the back of the wall and he couldn't move no more. And the driver said he was trying to avoid from getting into an accident, which is a lie. They always would lie about everything. You telling them you can't move, they looking at you like, what you mean you can't move? Move your leg, dragging you around like you nothing. Like you're not a human. Like you're not a human being. Nobody has compassion for us, man. Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares about our suffering. Because we disobey the Lord, our enemies going to continue to slay us. They're going to continue to kill us, man, in these streets. They're going to continue to do whatever the hell they want and kidnap. We got so many missing young black girls, and don't nobody bring that up. What happened to the missing black girls, man? Where's the Shaniqua alert? You know why we ain't got no Shaniqua alert? Because nobody cares about Shaniqua. Nobody cares about that young boy that's being molested in his household. And he's trying to show us, but we don't care about the outcry. We don't look at the victim. We don't care about the victim that's being victimized. We don't care about that. When we should look at that and take consideration on how to fix it. Because if we don't, it's going to continue to happen in more places, man. It's going to happen everywhere. It's not going to stop. Only way for it to stop is if we stop. If we stop doing the things that are against the Lord, man. Because if we continue to do it, guess what? Our enemy is going to continue to kill us. They're going to continue to slay us. And I will set mine eyes upon them for evil and not for good. Because we steady want to do evil, man. The Lord looking at us as an evil people now. Because you want to be the biggest drug dealer. You want to celebrate Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, Halloween, Easter. You want to go to church and your wife and your children is being molested. You wanna be okay with homosexuality. You had Dennis Rodman. That was Dennis Rodman. You had Dennis Rodman at the parade, at the Pride parade in New York, man. In New York with a skirt. Had a whole skirt on. Walking around with a toot shirt showing the belly with a skirt on, man. And you're going to tell me our enemy didn't destroy us? Our enemies has destroyed us, man. And the Lord letting it happen. The Lord letting our enemies destroy us. Because we steady disobeying the Lord, man. The Lord is not nothing to play with, man. If we don't turn our backs on our enemies and follow the Most High God, we're gonna continue to die, man. Our enemies gonna continue to slay us. And the Lord's looking at us as evil, man, because we want to be drug dealers. We want to abuse ourselves with drugs. We want to join the music industry to push more negativity into the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. Instead of why let's rap about unity, about brotherhood. Let's talk more about brotherhood, sisterhood. Because there was another video I saw, a sister, a man's side chick, and his rib shot the side chick on live. It's so much going on right now. The world, because without the laws of the Lord, the earth not going to stand. You can't stand without the laws of the Lord, man. The laws of the Lord is what fixes the earth. And Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, we are the ones that's got to enforce the laws of the Lord. And we are going to enforce the laws of the Lord. Because once you go against the laws of the Lord, then guess what? Now you have a world of chaos, a purge world. You have a world of a purge. Everybody do what thou wilt. Do what thou wilt in the world of purge, man. You purging and killing each other. You understand? We're going to drop that. We're going to get Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 7. We're going to purge each other till we kill each other. There was another video, these young children, man, robbing another young children with guns all on him. Three people. I think it was 2 females and 1 guy, or 2 guys or 1 female. I can't remember. And then they were robbing a young man, and they put it on live. They put it on live so the world could see. The world already know we're destroyed. The world see what we have become. We became just like our enemies. We become just like him. We become just like our enemy, man. Our enemies hate us. We hate each other. Our enemies rule over us. Damn, we trying to get above one another. We ain't trying to pull each other up. We trying to push each other down. Because our enemies created it like that. He made it in that way. He made the ghetto and hood and projects and barrios and reservation the way it is. He created that. He created that environment. And the environment we are in is going to continue to destroy us because we don't have the Lord with us. We don't even sit back and think, hey, man, why are we living like this? We need God, man. We need God. But no, you don't want to do you don't want the Lord, man. You want to be like the enemy. You want to be like the oppressor. You want to follow his ways when his ways are the reason we're dying. His ways leave us vulnerable. That's what it does. It leaves us vulnerable, man. Let's read. Where was I? Salakia. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 7. I have forsaken my house. I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. The Lord has forsaken us, man. We are put in the hands of our enemies, man. Our enemies. The Lord let our enemies put us in the hands of our enemies. Now our enemies get to do whatever the hell they want with us. They get to get away with murdering us. Because when we don't do what God wants us to do, then guess what? Our enemies get to do whatever the hell they want with us. The enemy get to do whatever the hell they want with us, man. If he has to steal it from you, he gonna steal it. Like the sister in Florida. Damn, Florida been on the news a lot lately. You understand? There's a lot going on in Florida. Like the sister in Florida, she I guess her children, the so-called oppressor lady, she took something from her children. I think it was an iPad, if I'm not mistaken, that they left right there outside while their children were playing outside, and the devil, she took it, and I guess she broke it, and the mother went over there to try, talk to the lady, and the lady shot her through the door and killed the mother, man. You understand? And they saying they finding no fault for the lady shooting and defending herself, man. Because you have no rights here in this place. You have no justice. There's no justice for us in America. America, you get killed, and then they'll find every way to try and find dirt on you. To try and find dirt on you to say, you see, he was a drug dealer. You see, she was robbing Walmart. She was stealing stuff out of Walmart. She was scanning most of the stuff we have on camera for money laundering. We have her being a scammer. We got her doing this and that. They're gonna find every way, just like they did Mike Brown. Or he was selling weed. Trayvon Martin. Or he fought George Zimmerman. He fought him. Even though George Zimmerman said they always get away with it. They always get away with it, right? The Lord said we're going to be put in the hands of our enemies, man. And that's where we are right now. We're in the hands of those that hate us. We in the hands of them that hate us, man. We're going to drop that for time's sake. Let's get 17:4. And though even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage. We're going to discontinue from our heritage, man. We ain't going to know we the Israelites. We ain't going to know we Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Gad, Zebulon, Naphtali. You understand? We ain't going to know we Ephraim, Manasseh. We ain't going to know we any of them. We ain't going to know it. Because our enemies, we've been discontinued from our heritage, man. From who we are. From what the Lord labeled us as, man. The Lord gave us an identity. And now we don't even know that identity that the Lord gave us. We're looking at each other as we're somebody else. That even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. The Lord said we're going to serve our enemies, man. In the land we don't even know. We didn't know America. We didn't know this place. When we came here in slave ships, we didn't know nothing about this place, man. We knew nothing about this place. Now we're here dying. Now we're here dying, and don't nobody hear your outcry. Nobody hear our outcries. Nobody's talking about, why are they still killing black men, man? Why are they still destroying young black men? Why is this still going on in the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian community? Because you don't get no justice. Because our oppressors don't want to see a black man to be free. A free black man is not good for this society, for this kingdom. A black man that's willing to stand up and fight for his nation is not fit well for this kingdom, because this kingdom would not operate the same way it is right now, because that free black man would start waking up more black men to be free and think free. And that is what the ISUPK is doing. That's what we're doing in the ISUPK. We're waking brothers up every day. Sisters are waking up, realizing that they can't be whores. Brothers are waking up, realizing they can't be drug dealers, dope fiends. You understand? They can't be what America labeled them as, a thug, a gangster. What Hillary Clinton labeled us as, a predator. We can't be labeled as that. You know what we're going to be labeled as? God chosen, special, holy, wise unto these nations. Let these other nations see the wisdom of the Lord coming out of you, man. Because there's going to be a turn. There's going to be a turn of power. Because the same black man sagging his pants below his behind is going to be the same black man one day. He going to wake up and realize that he got his identity back. He got something you took away from him and his family and his people. He done took that and put it back in him. And that is to follow the Lord, so the Lord can give us the enemies. Now our enemies become our enemies. And we get to rule over our enemies in the future. In the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. We have kindled a fire in the Lord, man. That's why we're in the condition we're in right now. We don't want to wake up. We don't want to realize it. We don't want to come out of this place. We think this place is a special and good place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. When they say forever, it's not talking about forever long. You understand? Till you realize you're wrong, man. Till we realize our wrong in this place. You understand? I'm going to drop that. We're going to get Lamentation chapter 1, verse 5. Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. For the Lord have afflicted her for the multitude. For the Lord had afflicted her for the multitude of her transgression. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. You understand? Our children back then went into captivity before the enemies, man. Coming off them slave ships, being whipped, you're being born on a plantation, don't know why you living this way. You thinking this is life. We starting to think that this is life right here. That this is it. We done made it. You hit the lottery, you done made it. You didn't make it nowhere, man. You didn't make it nowhere. You ain't gone nowhere. We ain't push nothing. We ain't do nothing to prosper. We ain't do nothing good, man. Our adversaries are the chief right now. Now they rule over us. Our adversaries are the other nations. They have a seat. They have a thing called the United Nations where they all sit down and they consult against us, man. They make deals and plans on us. You understand? That's what they do on how to further destroy the black man. And now they done created a whole new thing, and that is the prison system. Lock up more black men and put them in the prisons. That's what they've done. That's what they're doing right now. They lock up more black men than a little bit. There's over 2 million black men in prison, more than there was in slavery, man. More than there was in slavery. Now is more of us locked up in the prison systems, and now they're building more prisons, shutting down the schools and building more prisons, man. And you want me to love these people? You want me to continue to have compassion for these people? Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Can't trust these people. These people, which is our enemy, would never see us to be the same. They will never look at us the same. You understand? Our enemies do things differently. He does things differently, man. He's not gonna just show you he's the enemy. That's why we don't see the oppressor as being our enemy. That's why we don't see the Arabs as being our enemy. That's why we don't see the Chinese as being our enemy. You know why? Because they rule over you. They have businesses around you. You have to go in their businesses and support their business. You have to go to a Chinese restaurant and buy shrimp fried rice. You have to go in Dunkin' Donut and support the East Indian, his 7-Eleven, and buy all the Slurpee. You have to go to the gas stations and corner stores to support the Arabs. You have to go to the nail salon. You understand? The nail salon, the beauty supply store to support the Asians. And then you have to go to Outback. You have to go to Cheesecake Factory. You have to go to Longhorn, Olive Gardens, Red Lobster to support your oppressor. That's why you don't see them as the enemy, because they thriving off of us. They thriving off of us, man. I got Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. The enemy, he speaks sweet with his lips. He speaks so smooth, you won't even know it. You won't even see it. He'll smooth his way up out of a lie. You'll be like, oh, damn. Black on black crime. How can you blame him? You're not blaming black on black crime. What? But here's the reason for black on black crime. He's the reason we kill each other. He's the reason we're sprung out on drugs. He's the reason our people is locked up by the millions in prison. He's the reason there's gangs. Because he's oppressed us for so many years that we starting to mimic him. We starting to be like him. He's the reason for that. But you know what? Hey, he speaks so sweet. He's so sweet with the words and so smooth with it. You wouldn't even realize it. You wouldn't even realize it. Even if we showed you how much of an evil person our enemies have been towards us, you would overlook at it, throw it behind you, and throw shade on your own people. Seen it plenty of times, man. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. But in his heart, he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. But in his mind, as he's speaking sweet to you, he's imagining on how to kill you, how to destroy you, how to pass laws against you, how to further get your young boys to become homosexuals, your young girls to become lesbians. How to convince you, how to convince your sons that want to be rappers to rap about destruction of his own race. How to convince your young girls who want to be like Ice Spice, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, how to convince them to be more whorish. And think is a good thing to shake your behind all on social media, all on TV, all on YouTube, and think is a good thing. When that's not how we should be. Our enemies want us to be like this. Because he imagined these things. He imagined on how to destroy us. You understand? He will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. He's not going to be satisfied with blood because he would have stopped killing us if it was that. That's why he can't stop. He cannot stop killing you. He'll put a badge on and he's not going to stop. You would think a cop would stop after all these senseless murders that's being caught on camera. You would think, oh snap, the police gonna stop. No, they not stopping. Still killing you, still mistreating you, still doing the thing. And then you'll say, but what about the black man that's a cop? He done took the mark of the beast. The black man that's a cop has accepted the mark of the beast because he will mistreat his people worser than the oppressor, just to show the oppressor, look what I can do. I can do it like you, but I can do it better. That's what he's doing. And the oppressor imagine things speak sweet to you, but blood doesn't satisfy him. He's not satisfied by killing you. He has to kill you because he has a perpetual hatred for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. He's not going to stop terrorizing you. He's not going to stop doing the things that have him continue for him to rule over us. He's not going to stop. He's going to keep doing what have him to rule over us, man. He's never going to stop. You understand? And with that, we are the ICPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Your Honor. The ICPK been established in 1969. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group out there. And with that, Shalom, Israel.
Yeah, don't have messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby. Run that shit up, Trey.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch me whole car. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about any part. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hold me, it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them UPK rules. I'm making it like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Yeah, I just got off the call, I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fart. They ain't locked in with the cow, then when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor, ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign, tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion, they can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. Came through with them steppers, niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan.